Hey y'all, hey y'all, hey y'all, hey. What's up? What's up? What's up, my people? Happy Wednesday. Happy SW Live Wednesday. Um, I'm coming in today to do a quick show with y'all because today is a prep day for a lot of North Florida's citizens. So I don't want to hold people too long today, but I did want to make sure I made myself available to have my live show because ain't nothing like a live show. So let's jump into it because it's gonna be quick. Um, but I want to get everything in there, all the grits, um, bacon, eggs, toast, all of that. I want to go ahead and pile it all in. So what's happening? What's happening, my people? It is Wednesday, September 25th, and all is well that ends well. So we want to be grateful and committed and thankful to the fact that we had a brand new day today. I feel good about that. And we're going to jump into our quote. Quote of the day is to be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. Hmm. I don't know how y'all feel about that, but I feel good about that because I think that if you're able to do and be you without ever feeling like being you is an issue or like being you is a problem, this is something that you're supposed to feel good about. You know what I'm saying? Because to be yourself in a world that's ever changing and that wants you to always gravitate to the nuances that the new world is bringing, and you still being you. You still being you. You still standing up in the paint, walking around strong in who you are. You're not wavering. Um, you still being you. Like, you know how important that is to be able to be like, I'm still out here handling business. I'm still doing what I said I was going to be doing. I'm still in an ever changing society. So that to me, that's brilliant. Especially if it's a something that's working to have you growing and constantly evolving, but also keeping you in your morality, keeping you in your greatness, keeping you in what makes you do the legitimate things that you're doing. To be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. All right, that's the quote. That's the quote. That's the quote, y'all. Um, and just think about it whenever you think of a quote such as this. Just think about where you stand and how you view and how you think and all those things. Just think about all those things that are wrapped up in one bubble when you're saying to yourself, to be yourself in a world that is constantly trying to make you something else is the greatest accomplishment. Anytime you start to question who, where, how, and all those different things that make you feel like, damn, you have to, when you have to actually sit there and tell yourself, um, and remind yourself of where you've come or who you are because of certain reasons, it's gonna always bounce back to you being steadfast to you. All right. So yes, y'all, that's our quote for the day on this Wednesday, this brand new Wednesday. It was ugly outside earlier. I rode in and it was raining in my area, and I was like, ugh, I just want to get to where I'm going and get there and get out of this rain because I hate driving in the rain. I hate it. And then with rain comes wind because you got trucks riding next to you. You got the wind blowing. It's a lot of stuff that comes along with that, and you out there driving in it. So I'm always like, let me just get to where I'm going because you ain't got to worry about me moving no more. You don't got to even worry about it. So today we go around the world black, and you know what that means. If you haven't been to been to one of the exhibits of Around the World Black, welcome, welcome, welcome. Um, we go. It's topics that have either surfaced amongst the populace or the culture, or it's topics that are buzzing on either social platforms or any social platforms, and there are many, many, many of them. So I just doing research, grab some of those off, and then come and we talk about it. We're gonna do that today. We're gonna start off with our first topic, which is Mr. Marcellus Williams, rest in peace. Um, Wrongfully killed, and the judge executed his death to stay, which means that he's not changing it. He decided to go with what he wanted versus what was right. And the whole fact of the matter is, something like that shouldn't even be legal in this country, where you're talking about a person gets to decide on something even though the evidence has proven otherwise. And you just still, so you got beef, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is it that could make you feel like if the evidence proves otherwise, why would there ever be a time that you just shouldn't be able to decide, oh, I'm gonna do it anyway with someone's life? It's insane. And something, like I said, something like that should be illegal. But we know, when it comes to certain things, when it comes to certain areas, when it comes to certain avenues, it'll never be illegal for people to perform and do the things that they want to do, because they'll find a way to consolidate those what they've done into something that's written into law to make it stand and work for them. It always happens. So you just I mean, and sometimes when things like that happen, that's why it's always people that will stand up and handle things on their own. They don't always wait on law. And I'm sorry, if that's what they want to do, that's what they want to do. But I promise you, justice must be served on some of these levels, that things are just going on and people getting to decide when and how you die, because they got a ego issue. You know what I'm saying? That to me is insane. Because if all the evidence pointed toward him being free, why would we even be having a lethal injection anyway? It makes no sense. It makes absolutely no sense. Yeah. So that's tiresome, because it's a lot. It's so much of that just goes on. So much of those type of things that go on as legal in this country. It's just, it goes on. It's accepted as legal. There's no question, no doubt about it. It's gonna work. So we we as a people you have to utilize those same legal avenues that other people are taking and make them work for us too. If you want to fight it legally, you're gonna have to definitely learn to operate and navigate in these people's world. All right. Yeah. But that's extremely sad. Um, and it's so unfortunate, because somebody got to make a decision with somebody's life knowing they were innocent after doing all this time already, and this is the outcome. If y'all knew y'all was gonna kill me, y'all could have did that up front. That's insane. All right, the next topic, right here, age gap in dating. All right, so I was reading an article a couple days ago, um, where they were talking about the fact that there's really no age gaps in dating. You date however you want to date, and I find that to be true myself. However, but they were saying that if there were, it would be a certain distance in between that would say that it shouldn't be anything more than that. So they were having the conversation, and I think somebody said, I don't think it should be more than 5 years. And I was like, oh, baby girl, I lost then, because it's way huge. It's way big age gaps in dating, way bigger, more gigantic than we talk about a 5 year difference. That's not even an age gap in this society. 5 years, no, no, sweetheart. So I told her, I was like, you got to talk. I said, you got to look at it between a 10 and a 15-year radius, because a lot of these people are like 70 something sometime, or 60 something sometime, and they in 20s or 30s. So you gotta give it a little bit more oomph, because 5 years you may as well not even call that an age gap dating. That's just you dating in your age group. With 5 years, that's no gap. So what to you to as I ask as I speak on this, I ask you all, what is an understandable age gap in your opinion when you're dating younger or older? And does having kids around your partner's age matter? Because a lot of times, if you like a 60-year-old woman and you want to date somebody that's in their 30s, that's gonna be around your kids' age. And then now you got to see if that's something that you want to deal with or they want to deal with. You know what I'm saying? Because that's close. But if you 60 in your 60s and you want to date somebody that's in their 40s, that might be okay out here. Who knows? I don't know. So I'm asking you all. I dropped my age. I think it should be between 10 and 15 years if you're talking about age gap. Because so if I'm 70, that's why I say 15, because if you 70, somebody might not want to, they might want to date at least somebody who's like 55. We're being realistic here, you know, because older men like younger women. So, and he may even go, a 70-year old man goes at least, they go down to their 20s when they dating. It don't stop at 30. It go down to the 20s, like early 20s too, like 21, 22 sometime when he's 70. Because he got that, all I want is, he got that money. So them young girls coming in, they're like, we going to take him for all he got for right now. So, yeah. Um, they do date, 70-year-old men will date a 20-something-year-old woman. But I definitely don't think they're going to go over 55. I think that I think that a 70-year-old man, he probably gonna stop at like 55. He's not about to date somebody because he wants some a little bit more vibrant. You know, that's why he dating younger. If he wanted somebody that wasn't vibrant, he'll date somebody his age. Okay, what's more important? The wedding or the marriage? And lately we've been seeing in these streets, in these social media streets, in these social world streets, in these dating streets, we've been seeing that people are feeling like the wedding is the most important thing for them, because that's something that they got to do. The marriage is gonna happen, but the wedding is simply super duper important to them. They do not want any issues with their wedding. They're not, they said we'll talk about more about what will happen in the marriage when we in the marriage. Things are gonna happen. Da, da, da. I was like, so you don't want to know the person before you even get married? Like, you don't want to, you know, be locked in before you even decide that something like that should even go on? uh my wedding gonna be everything that I want my wedding to be. That's fine. But are you okay with caring more about the wedding than how your marriage is gonna be? Because you got to know, you gotta be you gotta be a little bit more ingrained with understanding what your marriage is. Because just worried about the wedding and then you get into the, because that's what happens a lot these days. People are so consumed with making sure that the wedding is perfect until they completely forget that this is somebody that they just decided that they're about to be spending the rest of their life with. And it's, you put it on paper, and then if it don't work out, you got to go take it off paper. But the whole point is that this is something that you've dedicated yourself to. You're not just dedicating yourself to the wedding, you're dedicating yourself to the whole situation that has to come afterwards and all of that, because it's going to be situations, it's going to be things that um come up that make you question certain parts of your relationship, that make you ask, is this real, is this right? And you know, did we just work move too fast because we don't know each other, because you was too concerned with the wedding. You still got to be concerned with this over here, that marriage part, that stuff there. It's a little bit more intimidating once you get yourself inside of it. It's a little bit more intimidating. So you definitely want to be focused with your partner on who your partner is, learning that person, not just learning them enough to get married for the wedding, not just for those reasons, for the reasons that you got to think about. There's an after life after this wedding. It's life after the wedding, and it's going to be totally different than the wedding. The wedding is going to be this joyful day, this happy day. Everybody's catering to you guys, loving on you guys, y'all loving on each other. You having a party to celebrate the whole um, nuptials and commitment that you just dedicated to each other. That's what that's about. But the dedication is really based and ingrained on what happens after that, how you move after that. So yes, the what when we ask what is more important, you gotta take off that whole fairy tale thing of, the wedding, because the wedding gonna be there. You gonna have a good wedding, but your dedication to what happens after that is the bigger issue, the bigger deal. It's the bigger deal. So make sure you're focused on that as you're even going through your prep stages for your wedding. Be thinking about it. See how people, you know, see how y'all responding to each other when it comes to this whole situation while you're prepping and all of that. Like, see what's important to you and what's important to them. All right. Yes. 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 Education and intelligence. Okay. So I was recently looking at the news, and I hate the news because I was disappointed, and it was a disappointing thing on the news this particular day, and they were talking about that they changed the grading scale on the rosters for school for kids now. So they've lowered it, and I'm looking at this roster, and I'm like, these children, they're gonna let these children just be dumb individuals. So, and I'm watching this, and I'm thinking to myself like, OMG, when did such like the, and it's not that the kids are not willing to learn it, is that the teachers are not able to teach it like that anymore. They have to be more concerned with their jobs and what can happen with that than work more concerned with what these kids walk away with. The grading scale has changed. It's ridiculous. What's good going on, family and friends, ladies and gentlemen? What's up, Dennis? How you doing, my brother? But yes, they so concerned. They only can come in and be concerned with um what they're told that they can be concerned with and what they can teach based on that, because these people are shortening and taking away the real curriculum for these children, and they turning out to walk away from school with nothing. So as a challenge to the parents, I'm all I can say is that you're gonna have to start being more involved. If you're not a person that is really, really involved with the homework spectrum or the teaching spectrum, you're gonna have to step it up a little bit more in those areas. And I'm not even just talking about education from the street. I'm sorry, the school knowledge. I mean, now the things that you're going to have to teach your child about common sense and how to live and how to keep going and stuff after school is over, that you're gonna have to increase that, but you're gonna have to do it in ways that these kids can actually comprehend it, and not just in the ways that we learned it, because it's totally different now. It's a whole, the structure is different. So when you're teaching it to them, give them those valuable lessons that we were taught, but you're gonna have to use your mind and common sense level to make alternative ways to implement it on their level, because they're not as common sensely smarter as we were. Mm-mm. I don't know. I don't know what happened with that, with a lot of these children. So we gotta think about it that way. We gotta realize that it's so many things that have changed in the dynamic. Yes, yes, indeed, times are definitely different now. So they're not strictly on a prepared basis. They're not like us. So we do have to make sure that they are a little bit more prepared. You know what I'm saying? You got to do a little bit more with them, and don't take it as a wrong thing. Just know that you got to do a little bit more. All right. All right, all right. Last but not least on the quick show spectrum is the right one. Now, this has always been something that people want to talk about when they're having like life coaching classes, or they're doing some dating type of thing, and they're trying to figure out where the person is for them that's the right one for them, and how will they know, and all of those different things. But it literally boils down to this right here: the right person can change how you are visually and mentally. When you start to see elevation in your conversations, then you know that you're probably dealing with somebody who is helping to escalate you and help you evolve more. So if that's the case, you know that might be somebody that falls into the right one spectrum. You know, you gotta that's important for people. All right. And people will upgrade themselves for who they want to be a change, and who they want to change with. Like, they may not feel like they were ready to get on that level with you when you was ready to get on that level. So now somebody might have started introducing them to things differently, in the same thing that you were probably doing, but in a different manner, in a way that helps them, in a way that supports them. So now they're willing to elevate themselves because they see that at this point, I know if this person right here can do this, make me feel like this, because you'll start changing and you don't even know you changing. It's just happening. It just be a rotation of good shit just happening, and it's rolling for you and it's working for you. You'll start to see credit scores increase, and goddamn, what's up, B? How you doing, booby? You'll start seeing like all the increase your performance at work increasing. You'll start to be on time a little bit more. You'll start, because people whoever is around you that's showing you a different reason to want to do better, you'll start gravitating to doing better. So that right one is not hard for people to come by when they actually can see that they're reaping from it. It ain't, I'm gonna hold on to this then, because I realize this is something this is helping me. This is this is something that is making me it's beneficial to me as well. So the right one is somebody that can literally jump in and start giving you all these amassed reasons as to why things that you want to do, and things that you aspire to be, and things that inspire you being put to use, is because you're taking the time to focus a little bit more. You getting that navigation. You're being showed that there's other ways to do things. You're not just trying to be doing that same insanity shit, but keep on trying to do the same thing over and over to get the picture. You are actually utilizing what somebody's showing you. That's why people become the right one in your life. That's why people know how to help you navigate, because they can see what you're trying to do, and they can see that you want to do it, but they can also see that you don't know how to maneuver to get to it. And that's what a helpmate or a partner helps you to do. They help you to get through those mazes and through those elevated areas and through those rocky mountains. They help. They help. All right. All right. Now, that's all my topics for today, because I told y'all this was gonna be a quick show. I didn't want to hold up a whole lot of our people that's prepping for the hurricane, and I want people to get in their relaxed mode, because it is what it is. You got to be ready. But everybody be safe out there. I hope all of you have what you're supposed to have to get through the next couple of days, because we know one thing about the COT. Um, they move vastly, but they also thank you, D. Thank you. They also have a whole lot of people to get to. That's what I'm gonna say. So we I know they said that we're supposed to get some my way as well, and I know be towards your way. They talking about getting some, and Tally is supposed to be a direct hit. And I just heard Jim Cantor is in Tally, y'all. So we already know when he show up and show his face. Oh my goodness. Whew. Thank you, D, for all that. Thank you. We appreciate it, because we're gonna need it. The Panhandle area is going to need it. The Big Bend area is going to need it. So thank you for those. But y'all be safe. Get into getting settled in for the evening, and I hope that everybody makes it through this storm safely. Just be still. A lot of times y'all don't know how to sit down. These one of the times you need to sit down. Be still. Don't be trying to move around. Been seeing where last storm, I believe, people they were saying that too. One of my Facebook friends said, please, one of my Facebook friends said, please, y'all put on condoms tonight, because we don't want no more Gemini babies. Oh, I hollered and screamed about that one. You hear me? I really did. Yes, they gotta be still, I'm telling you. But a lot of the from the previous storm, people was sinking in things that they couldn't see, because they out there driving, trying to drive through flooded areas, and they don't know what's in that flooded area. It was a drop in roads and all that and stuff, and it's sand roads you're trying to ride on, dirt roads. Just be still. Just wait till the people tell you it's safe and some water drying up, and just be still. All right. Y'all be safe. Take care of yourselves. I'll see y'all next Wednesday. We'll regroup then. I think we got a guest next week. So y'all make sure y'all tune in. All right. Have a good evening. Peace.